Dr. Miles Monroe said, anything you tolerate, you would never change. And it's like our culture have gotten to a point where we tolerate anything just to get along, not considering what impact it's having on young minds. Well, now you have hip hop artists who are saying they committed murders and they from gangs. They doing all the wrong stuff and then getting awards on BET Awards. So it makes us look like a living contradiction to our children because they're seeing this awarded now. They're seeing these stars ride around in cars, have all of the things that rich or wealthy people have, but yet we tell them that that's not something they can achieve if they're going the wrong way. But the images that they seeing is telling them something totally different.
And that's that contradictory. Yeah, it's contradictory. Yeah, but it's the same videos that the same guys that have guns in their videos.
Absolutely.
They being rewarded for these videos. Absolutely. They being rewarded for this music.
Absolutely.
So why wouldn't they? And they're modeling the behavior that we seeing.
Absolutely. So how is the impact? How can we have impact when we talking to these children and we telling them one thing, but yet the world is telling them something totally different?
That's a good point. Yeah.
I always tell kids, it's not that you never really have nothing, because you have the most valuable thing that anybody could have. And when they ask the question, what is that? I say, time. Mm-hmm. You got the most valuable thing on earth, time. Mm-hmm. You already have that. All the other stuff is just add-ons to you. Because now, if you really do real serious value clarification, if I strip you of your time, you can't get nothing. And that's why we need to consider our decisions when we talk about murder, people dying, because they're being taken away. And unlike your video games, ain't no reset button. And so time, you have the most valuable thing that any man, any woman have on earth. Take time away, what do you got?
Nothing.
God gave you time.
Right.
So that alone should say, every day I wake up with breath in my lungs.
It's an opportunity.
I got all the steam in the world I need now.
I think that messaging, like that message has to be, and that's one thing about our community. We promote the wrong messages. Like we talked about the judge by 12 and carry by 6, the no lack and all. But we don't say the work now, get paid later. Like we don't encourage these kind of messaging. We don't encourage that if you choose the streets, know that death and jail come with it. Right. Know that these are consequences from the streets.
Yeah.
We don't encourage this. We don't encourage that messaging to put a reality, to put a better lens on what's expected of young people. It's historical, like it's systematic, right? Yeah. And you can even go back to the disintegration of the black family, where men are not allowed to be in the house if the family is on assistance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So these things also contribute to the well-being of the child, how the child growing up, what the child observes, in his journey of development. And so, again, it's bigger than what we see, because it's also demonized into the community. Even when Kevin Ellis' situation, it can be considered a one-off. Just he was at the wrong place at the wrong time. Instead of doing investigation, the man that was firing this high-powered AK-47, where did he get it from? How did he even get his hands on a gun like that?
Right.
You know what I mean? So
especially at that time.
At that time, you talking about 95, the night of my graduation, I was sitting next to Kevin when that happened. You know what I mean? And so until we look at the holistic picture of it, because those communities that are outside are still impacted by gun violence. It just may look like suicide. It may look like accidental shootings. It may look like domestic violence. And so they are impacted as well, just not at the rate that we are. Right. We are the most at risk, right? And so with that being, how much attention is given to it until it's impacting individuals outside our community that don't come from the circumstances.
But I hope the viewers just take away that this is very serious. It's serious enough to really bring national attention to a level like no other, because this violence is is affecting not only those who are chasing death, but it's starting to affect those who have nothing to do with the stuff that's going on with them. And if again, we don't get in front of it, we're going to be in a lot worse shape than what we already are, because we ain't seen worse yet.